everyone. I don't know if there's anybody in here at the moment, but this is just kind of like a short message, so I hope that people do like a rewind and go back to the beginning. I'm doing a basic pick a card reading. This is actually some really big pick a card piles, but I really like to do a lot of cards, and I usually don't because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much like message at a time. So I try not to do it often, but I was really inspired to actually do this because it's what I want to do. And so I got 4 piles here. I have rose quartz, clear quartz, river agate, and blue agate. I'm going to start off with the rose quartz. So if you guys are coming in late, you can rewind and go back to the beginning and take your time to look at the 4. I don't know if this is the best angle. I think I might put them here for a second just so you can get like a good view of them. Is that good? No, that's too close. Here we go. That's better. We'll pull it this way just a little bit. Here we go. So everybody can get a good view of them and really connect so that way they can pick the appropriate deck for themselves. So once again, this is rose quartz, clear quartz, and river agate and blue agate. Sorry, I said it like 5 times while I was making the group, so I've like kind of got it stuck, but not stuck in my head. But yeah, here are the 4 groups. Go ahead and take a deep breath, allow yourself to center and ground, and choose the deck that you feel the most connected to, or whichever one pops out the most to you. I'm gonna go ahead and start and put these ones off to the side here. All right, so we're gonna start off with the rose quartz. So for those that checked the other ones or clicked any of the other groups, you guys can always wait till the video comes out because I'm sure this is going to be a long video. I have quite a few cards here in these decks. So if you did choose one of the other ones, you can wait for the basically like a rewind to watch that one if you chose any of the later groups. But we're going to go ahead and start off with those quartz. So we're going to start off with the tarot on the top. I think I might not. I think I'm going to do Oracle first. I don't know. I like doing Oracle first. So we're going to start with the bottom. All right. So here we have palmistry, interpretation, and shaggy fragmented. Okay, this is interesting because as soon as I saw this here deck, basically what it made me think of is like this clearly isn't like bone reading or anything like that, but that's what it makes me think of. But as you can see, it's like there's some starfish here. Let me see if I can get a good not glare. We got some starfish here on the sides, and then there's like an animal carcass here. Kind of looks like this looks like the pelvis of like maybe a cow or something. I don't know. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Let's see. Oh, so it's like a collection of bones. Interesting. So I read what this is, and it said that it's a small collection of knuckle bones of sheep, goats, and in some cases wolves, which are thrown on the ground, and then they're read by somebody. So it's a form of divination, just the same as palmistry is. So it's really interesting that we have these 2 cards here. And the immediate reaction I had was divination here. There's something strongly connected with divination. I feel like maybe you're a divinator. And if you do, or you are looking into becoming a divinator or someone who reads palms or reads bones, I feel like it's something that would be very successful for you. And I feel, which by the way, this pick card doesn't have any like general name. It's literally just general energies. That's usually what I channel is just general energies. So this is 100% just like what energy is around you at this time. What's your major focus? Where your focuses are, where you can grow, where you can learn more about yourself and develop your personality and develop on a spiritual level. So continuing on here, I'm immediately drawn to Jupiter and Saturn written here on the fingers. So I would definitely check into your Jupiter and Saturn placements in your charts, especially if you have any Aquarius placements in your chart, because I'm feeling really drawn to just mention that because Saturn, and Aquarius is usually whenever they're equated with Saturn, it's usually they have some higher purpose to accomplish in the world, whether they're like a counselor or anything like that. But even if you're a counselor, things like palmistry can be really helpful in being a counselor and being a therapist and in things in that such field. Um, but I feel like the Shy Guy, this bone reading here is more something personal to you. That's kind of something that maybe was handed down to you ancestrally in a way, or it's something that you just picked up based on maybe you were looking into your history, your family history, or maybe you were looking into your past lives, and this really resonated with you. And now it's something that you want to continue to try to implement in this lifetime. Let's go ahead and add to this. So we have here next to it Afterglow, land gracefully. So I'm going to also say this energy here with this leading up to this kind of makes me feel like in some ways you're kind of preparing for some sort of um growth in your life. It's like you're going through an ascension process in a way, or what's another word I can put that? You're awakening on another level, because we're always constantly awakening to new things and becoming aware to new things, always constantly. And so I feel like this afterglow is almost like the effects of you really grasping onto what it is that you want to do in life. And this divination here is, as a small practice for you, would be something that gives you this kind of afterglow. But we're going to clarify this in a bit with some more cards. But I do want to point out the numerology here at first. We have 4 and 9, so we have 13, which takes it down to 4 again. So this right here speaks of a lot of stability. When I look at it, I see this person leaping out and they're like got their arms spread and almost looks like their arms are creating wings. So I feel like these arms represent your creation, your creativity, and you're stretching them out and you're saying, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. You're taking that leap of faith. As you can see, it's kind of like, to me, the way that this picture goes, it's almost like this energy is pushing this darkness away right here. So it's kind of like you're trying to really grow in a way and develop your life in a way that helps you sort of connect more to a positive aspect in life. Everything isn't going to always be sunshines and lollipops, but that every step that you can take, you can look at it from a more positive viewpoint. So that way it doesn't affect your life in such a way where you're constantly bogged down and not able to keep up a schedule that is comfortable and works best for you. Um, let's see what's next here. We have create space. So this is interesting that this is here. These cards really go really well. We have create space and transformation, and our numbers here are 1, and we also have here 2. So this is interesting that we have 1 and 2. So this feels really, I'm going to actually flip them because this is 1 and this is 2. And I feel like it's kind of going in this way. I feel like, okay, so with these 2 cards coming after this really goes hand in hand with you learning this divination here. You're kind of going through a transformation all in all, and you're trying to really allow space for more positivity and growth to come into your life. I feel like you're just trying a lot with these 2 images. I really feel like you may be surrounded by a lot of negativity at this time, and you're really trying to push it out of your life. You see it how this light kind of expands and starts to lighten up the rest of this dark card, as well as this one right here. It's almost like you've been in a very dark place and you're trying to leave it. You don't want to be there anymore. You're really ready to just step into a place where you feel powerful. You feel like you're the one behind the steering wheel and that you really have a grasp on what you truly wanted to be doing in life at this moment in time. So Mercury Mind. Okay, so it just keeps getting more interesting to me because Mercury Mind, we have the 3 here. It goes 1, 2, 3, and then you have 4. So I actually really want to move these cards around because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your cards are literally counting up for you. This is showing that you are going through a point in your life where you're really trying to grow. And it's freaking beautiful because it's like the process step of a plant. Step 1 is you prepare the soil. and you plant the seed, right? And then step 2, you water the seed, and then step 3 is you wait. And that's interesting that I say that as I go to step 3, and this card is Mercury mind. It's your mind. Whenever it comes to the way that we think, it really affects our life and what's going on around us. So if we have a negative mind space and we have this thought process where we're kind of feeling really beaten down, it almost becomes our reality because that's what we're consistently thinking about. So I feel like you're just going through a big time where you're probably listening to a lot of divination as well that's helping you to really transform and look at life from a different, more positive viewpoint. So that way you can step into what you want to do. So maybe you're watching all these people do these divinations and you're like, I want to do that. I want to be a part of this community. I want to be somebody who can deliver messages and help people grow and become who they want to be. I feel that very strongly here that you're someone who believes in being your most authentic self, no matter what situation you're in. I feel like that's kind of what happened is you got snuffed and you weren't allowed to be your authentic self and you kind of let it go on and now you're just kind of like, nope, I'm taking my power back. You're basically emptying out all that nasty energy that came with that situation and you're creating space for more positive stuff to come in because you don't want to live that kind of lifestyle anymore. You want to be grounded, you want to feel secure in what you do, and you want to feel like you're truly evolving rather than just staying stagnant. Here we have 3 and 4 again, which I love because this is just really a period of growth for you with the 3s and the 4s because 3 is all about equilibrium and grounding yourself. Um, and 4 is really about having that stability from grounding yourself. So it's like you're working on step 3 and step 4. It's like you're in a transition. And that 2 that's here, this create space is really representing you creating this next step for what's about to come in once you get your stability, once you get your grounded area, once you've gotten over this concept of negativity that you've been holding on to. Once you feel more grounded and secure in your truth, in your positivity again, I feel like that's when you're going to be able to really come to this number 4 grounded stability place. And it's all going to be because right here we have the beaver moon. And let me tell you something about the beaver moon. Every single time I've done an intention or I've set my intentions on a beaver moon, it's really been a moon that I feel is really all about creation. Like if you sit in that moonlight, it's like you just want to, if you write, you want to write. If you paint, you want to paint. But most of the time, whenever you're sitting under this moon, you just feel inspired to just feel everything and write it down and create whatever you're feeling, basically. So if you're feeling like soft and you want to create like literally clothes because they're soft, you'll create something like maybe a beautiful flowing dress, and that's what I mean. It's like your feelings create this soft idea and then you put that dress on and you're like, oh, this is exactly how I was feeling. And it's like you took that spiritual emotional feeling that was inside your body and you made it into something and you grounded it into reality, and that's basically what you're trying to do. And like now that I said that out loud, it really feels like manifestation. And I feel like that's why you're really looking into this divination here, is because you're trying to manifest positivity back into your life. Here I have acceptance. This 4 right here is really connecting to the create space. And I wasn't going to say this until I had a little bit more confirmation, but I definitely feel like this create space and this acceptance here is about a relationship. I was kind of feeling it, channeling it whenever I was like doing the message, but I kind of dropped my music, my notebook. Yes, I was listening to music because music always helps me channel. Okay, this is what my note was. This is really interesting because this is just the energy that I was feeling while I was shuffling and making the piles. But it said, feel your love. It's like you can feel the love or the person, like your soulmate. It's like you can feel them, but you can't find them. And it's like you can feel their energy, but you can't find them. And it's like you're in a maze. And I really feel like it's because of this. It's because you are in a maze. You have all these walls in the way. You know, you have these walls. What does that mean? That means that this is your heart right here, and you put some walls in front of it. And maybe they're putting walls too, and that's why it's a maze. Is it's both of you guys have all your walls up, and it's kind of asking for you to take these walls down and create space and accept that even if this person isn't in your life now, they will be eventually. But right now, the focus is for you to create this transformation in your life. It's for you to bring the light back yourself. This person that you want to connect to, you need to accept that at the moment you can't connect with them because you need to connect to yourself. This is something that's really important to understand because if you aren't connected to yourself wholeheartedly, you can never truly connect to another. And I'm telling you this from experience, but I tried several times to be with people, and because I was not with myself, because I was not connected with my heart to myself, I was unable to connect to this other person. So it's very important that you have self-love before you try to love another. Essentially, that's what I'm trying to say. Your cup must be full before you try to fill another's cup. So let's go on. So this little deck right here, this is one of my decks that I took the borders off, but I like completely like debordered them. Like they have these little pieces over here that are the bottoms and the tops of the card, but I didn't feel like I should use them in this. But this is just the center picture. We have a phoenix here. This is the most amazing card to finish off these oracles right now, because basically that's what I got is you're going through a phoenix transformation. You burnt down to ashes and now you're about to be reborn. And it's a matter of you continuing what you're doing, because I feel like you really are trying to move forward. You're trying to better habits in your life. You're trying to really do your research right here on spiritual growth and awareness. I just see this whenever I see Egyptian symbols or anything like that, I really feel that spiritual connection, because if there's anywhere, anything to go back to whenever you're doing your spiritual research, it's Egyptian times, Egyptian stories. They are probably some of the most connected things that you can go back to and look into. Um, so you're really working on creating a stable life that you want. And that's what's allowing you to really go through this rebirth. I mean, like we can kind of see like it's like a representation of wings here. It's like you have the phoenix right here in this card right here. It's like you're just going through a big evolution in your life, and it's I can tell that it's really painful for some of you. For some of you it isn't. You're just kind of like, let's do this. I'm used to this. Life has its ups and downs and I just go with the flow, right? I can relate to that. But let's go ahead and hop into this tarot. I'm super excited for the tarot. But our oracle really, really gave us a lot here, and I'm really excited to add on to it. So I'm kind of the opposite. Like people have this meme where they're like, tarot cards are honest and brute, and your oracle cards are really soft. Mine are not. My tarot cards are kind of soft, and then my oracle cards are like, yeah, that's life. You got to deal with it. Because, yes, you look at the imagery of oracles and you're like, that's really sweet and that's soft. And it's like, no, not so much. Because I have this deck here. I literally stopped using it for a while. It's an oracle deck. I literally stopped using it because I felt it was too dark for me. And I couldn't read it because I felt it was too dark. But I read it now because, I've opened up to my more shadow side. Let's read these cards before I go hopping into the rest of them. But right here we have the Empress, we have the King of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. So this is interesting. I feel like here with the Empress that I feel right here with the Empress that you are once again really reflecting. This Empress right here is a bit different than most. Honey, can you please say hi? Mom. Can't fucking see shit. Mom. She just walked up in there and has been knocking on the door. London, I told you not to go to the fucking door. Now I feel awkward. Man. Okay. My mom is playing video games instead of doing. I don't know. Okay. This is life right now. I'm living it. Okay, let's do this. Oh my god. Okay. With the Empress, this one to me, she's really more or less, she's not just this beautiful female figure, but she's also embodying one who reflects on what she needs to. She focuses on not only being that nurturing, caring, but making sure that before she becomes that nurturing, caring, compassionate person, that she isn't in a negative mind space, that she feels confident within herself so that way she can help others feel confident within themselves. And that's like what I was saying about making sure that your cup is full so that way you can give it to another. It's very important that you do that, as when we try to give people our half empty cup, it always ends up just hurting the other person as well as ourselves, because then we slowly empty our cup into theirs and then we don't have enough to give, and it really goes into a place where it really ends up hurting both of you rather than actually helping either of you grow. um but this also really connects to the mind space, because the way that you look at yourself is the way is also another important thing. Is the way that you look at yourself and think about yourself is a way that helps you evolve and transform. So if you're looking at yourself and you're like, man, I don't like this, I don't like that, such and such, you're just dissing yourself, you're not going to be able to transform, because all you're doing is breaking yourself down, and you're supposed to be raising yourself up, building your vibration, right? So instead of looking in the mirror and saying all these things, you want to build yourself up and say, I love you, you're beautiful, I like this, I like that, such and such. People are like, that's taboo, why do you compliment yourself? But that's because I experienced it a lot as a kid. I was called conceited because I would look at them in the mirror and say, "Wow, you're beautiful. Like I love you." And I was literally just deemed conceited, and I was like, "Okay, if that's life, that's life. Like I guess I'm conceited." So for the longest time I was really broken down and hurt because I just felt like I was a conceited person. And then I realized that it's not that I'm conceited, it's just that I appreciate how I look, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing conceited or narcissistic about saying, wow, you're beautiful, because what you're doing is you're appreciating yourself, you're loving yourself. And the one person who can give you the truest form of love is yourself, because you know yourself inside and out. You know everything that you've done wrong, and you know everything that you've done right, right? So you can forgive yourself for all those wrongs and remember all those rights, and you can make those be the basis of what you build your life on. Is you Well, not 100% your basis, but it's like you can build your belief system off of the things that you believe you have achieved, and people have let you know that you've achieved on your own because you deserved it, because you worked for it, because it's something that you enjoy doing. And that can be how you really allow yourself to grow, rather than focusing on everything that failed or broke down, because those things were just not meant for you. As we move on to the King of Swords, I really get this energy of somebody who, like, I feel like they're kind of obnoxious and you don't like them. They really, you just kind of, because, like, here we have this back is completely to this man, and he's like yelling, like trying to get your attention, like sword ready to slash down, ready to come and like talk and like tell you all this, and you're just kind of like, look, I got these roses in my hair, you're all scaly and got snakes in your hair. Essentially what's happening here is somebody who you know don't deserve your time is trying to get your time, and you know better. So I feel like you already know who this person is. But on the bright side of this person, who kind of has just, it's just a weird energy. Like, I don't know how I feel about this energy. It's just really weird. I feel like it may make you uncomfortable. If that's the case, block this person, don't deal with this person, don't do it. Just save your energy. Don't Don't give your energy to situations like that, because on the other side of situations like this, there are situations where here we have the Knight of Cups, where there's a possible friendship or companionship. I'm not really feeling like a relationship. I feel like this is somebody who's going to be your friend. I feel like this is somebody who's going to be close, and like they're really going to be somebody who you feel you can talk to. As you can see, there's this turtle with this cup being poured on it. Yes, it has this shell, but it's slowly going to run over the shell and get onto the turtle, right? And you got to keep this shell clean for the turtle, right? So, I feel like this is going to be somebody who tries to break through your walls, but it's going to be in a gentle way. It's going to be like they're letting you know that they're there for you emotionally, mentally, and that if you ever needed somebody to talk to, they're going to be there for you. They're not somebody who's trying to push their way into your life. As you can see, they're on a turtle. They're coming in really slow actually, because they don't want to startle you. I feel like you may have just gone through something in your life that really broke you down a lot, and they realize it, so they don't want to come in like this guy is coming in. They don't want to be like, hi, how are you, like not even thinking about how you're feeling, not a single bit. This person cares about how you're feeling, and like if you tell them something, they're listening, and they're like, so if you ask them to not talk to you for a while, or like you just need alone time, they're going to give it to you. Like that's what kind of person they are. So following, always following a test is something positive. You gotta get past that energy that's really trying to yes, it's interesting that we have these scissors. You always got to get rid of that energy that's trying to attach to you in a negative way, because that does not, to me, this does not look like good energy. Yes, it's a king, but the King of Swords, honestly, he's one of the kings that's kind of like, it's my way or the highway. He really ain't my favorite king. Like from the beginning of me reading tarot, he really hasn't been my favorite king at all. Um, we have here the Two of Swords and the Chariot. So I love this combination, because this means, to me, when I see this specific Two of Swords, when I see these scissors, I don't think of somebody who's overthinking. I feel like you are about to cut something out of your life. You are ready to pick up these scissors, cut ties with people who no longer deserve your energy, cut ties with people who no longer are helping you. Or when I say helping you, I mean these are people who are like, they're like pretend, they're fake. They're in your face, they're smiley, but behind their back they're fake. That's what I mean by they're not helping you. Like they're just pretending to be your friend. These are the people you need to cut out of your life. I feel this really strongly with the Chariot as the energy that's going to propel you forward, basically. Um, with all of these, with this being, this is the Santa Muerte deck, and with us having all of these skeletons here, these people, I feel like this is like it's saying that this chariot can't move until either all of these people are on the chariot, or they all get off the chariot and you get on the chariot. You know what I mean? So either they're with how you feel about life, or they really aren't. And you don't have to completely cut ties with people who aren't with your lifestyle. It's just kind of like, don't let everything they tell you hold a place in your mind and your heart. Don't let it be something that really controls how you make your decisions in life, because what's most important is what you want to do. Yes, you can take advice from people, and you can listen to like the advice that they have for you, but don't always take everything with a grain. Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I'm trying to say. Take it with a grain of salt, because once again, even though we can have all these people around us supporting us, our biggest support system is ourselves. And it's always good to ask people for help and ask people for advice, but always discern between the people who are truly trying to help you and the people who are not. Because you can tell the difference. And you can tell the difference between the people who are trying to help you but aren't like sharing the right information. You can tell the difference. So you can discern. It's a matter of honing your intuition and listening to how you feel on the inside. So remember that cutting out these energies like this King of Swords will really allow you to move forward, because the less negative energy you have around you as you are trying to dispel from around you, the easier it is for you to step into your power, step into what you do, create space so that way you can create what you want. And so that way you can create this love energy that you want to bring in. Because I'm feeling it strongly, but I can tell your focus is you and you want your focus to be you because I feel like you already know this maze. You already know those walls are up. And it's taking you time to break it down because you're not used to it. You're not used to being open. And it's interesting that I say that as I draw these two cards because we have Temperance and Two of Cups. This, to me, okay, I told the divine that I wanted to channel divine masculine, divine feminine, or collective general messages. So I did channel a couple twin flame or divine relationship energies in these. I have two groups. This is one of them. I was going to wait till I had all the cards out to confirm it, but the acceptance, create space, temperance, two of cups, and the empress are all confirmations for me. The phoenix as well. Phoenixes are really highly related to twin flames in my book. Once again, this is a disclaimer from me. I don't go by the title of twin flame anymore because everybody uses it. It's mainstream. It doesn't mean what it truly means anymore. So I go by divine counterpart, soulmate, other half. These energies are all the same as a twin flame, but the twin flame term is so overused and people don't understand that twin flames aren't everybody. There is literally a handful of twin flames on this planet. Not everybody is a twin flame. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. I'm sorry if that triggers you, but not everybody is a twin flame. We need to accept this because I was really diehard committed to being a twin flame. And then I realized we really aren't all twin flames. We aren't. And that's when I detached from the idea of it and literally found my twin flame. So it's really a matter of understanding that you don't need a twin flame. You need yourself. You need your divine connection within. You need that divine feminine, divine masculine within yourself. But I feel like you have that here. That's how I feel. I feel like you're working on your feminine energy right now. You're trying to ground, you're trying to be reborn, you're trying to be more spiritually connected and aware. With the temperance card here, you're trying to balance yourself because you know something positive is about to come in. You are so prepared for it. You're clearing space. You have the scissors here. It's like you're preparing. She's got some blueprints. But let me speak properly. She got some blueprints here in the background. So it's like you're planning already. It's like you're looking into what you can do with this palmistry and what influences your life so that way you can really allow this transformation to work for your highest good and for the highest good of the planet because I feel like you're really strongly connected to the growth of Mother Earth. Two of Cups with Temperance is just like, to me, when I see this in a tarot reading, it's immediate confirmation for me. And I just feel like there's a strong love here. I don't feel like you know this person. I feel like you're going to meet this person. I can't give you a time frame. I usually don't like giving time frames because it's energy. You'll meet this person when you meet this person. It's called going with the flow. They're going with the flow. You guys will just flow into each other's vibe when you're meant to meet each other. Um, it's really hard to take that. I know because I don't like listening to that because sometimes I'm a little hard headed and I don't like going with the flow and I like things to be how I want them, like right then and there. But we got to remember that the divine works in mysterious ways and everything will never be exactly how we want it when we want it. So just remember that you have this deep love within you just as much as it will come to you in the physical. It's just a matter of having this balance within yourself with the temperance, having this connection with nature. You see how she's grounded. Both, whenever I see the temperance feet with one in the water, one on the ground, it feels like you're grounded in logic and you're grounded in emotion. So you're balancing out your heart and your mind and they're working together. And then your soul is like the embodiment of them, basically. That's what your soul is. It's the embodiment of your heart and your mind put together. And it's like you're just becoming that right there. You're becoming this free soul that does what they feel is good for them, right for them, happy. They have this full cup now, and you're working to a space where you can give that cup to another actively. Like I'm seeing like you're working on growing because we have this King of Swords again. with strength in reverse, and I'm going to keep this in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but I feel this needs to be in reverse with this King of Swords, because it's the King of Swords is literally confirming the King of Swords underneath it. So this King of Swords, I don't... This person is just very lost. It's like they use force to get what they want. Because, okay, in many different depictions of Strength card, you have one where she's petting the lion, and you have another where she's holding the mouth open. Before I looked at this, I was imagining the lion with his mouth being forced open. So, and with this being in reverse, like I was saying, this person kind of, they use force, but it's only because they don't know how to use anything other than force. And that's kind of why you struggle with this person. I feel like you genuinely like this person a lot, but because of their method of doing things, you're like, I can't. You gotta go. I can't do this. You're too much. You're overwhelming. You are really hard headed. Don't listen to what other people say. And you don't got the strength to deal with them no more. And you're ready for them to just kind of like, with it being near the Two of Cups, I feel like this could have been somebody that you were in a relationship with, of like a really strong commitment. Like you were committed to this person. And it was just kind of like you got over their forceful, brute ways. And you were like, I can't do this. I gotta go. And I think that kind of may be why the strength in reverse is, because it's kind of like you're going, but you're not. You're kind of still staying in their energy a little bit, or letting them stay in your energy a little bit. And I feel like maybe that's why I feel this hesitation and this energy up here, is because this energy needs to be fully left. It needs to be fully left alone. And for you to go into a state of healing, you need to pick up these scissors and fully cut the ties. And remember, discern, this is a guideline for life. This isn't me telling you what you should go do. So if you feel you know who this person is and you feel like they're going to be toxic for you, or there's somebody who's bad for you, then you should pick up those scissors and you should cut them out of your life. That's it sucks and it freaking hurts. I just went through this situation myself, and it really hurts to cut people out of your life. It's like, man, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. It hurts. I love you, but you're not good for me. I gotta let you go. And it really sucks whenever you gotta say those words, or whenever you have to come to that point, because it's like, I see genuine love here, but it was kind of like on their end, it was almost like forceful in a way. It was natural for you, but forceful for them. So I feel like you releasing this energy is what's going to create space and acceptance for this soulmate relationship that you're feeling so deeply within yourself. That's going to help you grow. And with this land gracefully afterglow, I feel like even though you come out of this feeling a little bogged down, you're going to literally come out of it 10 times stronger than you went in. It's like the phoenix. They go and they fall into ashes, and then they're reborn fresh, new, and they just do this over and over again throughout their lifetime. And that's beautiful, and you're going through it. And I hope that you can have faith in yourself and what you create, because I see you creating something really beautiful that's going to help the world as well as yourself. Is really going to help you reconnect to yourself. And I think that's the most important part, is that you get to do this project, you get to do this creation for what you are believing is for other people, but in all actuality, it's really helping you grow and really helping you step into who you want to be. So, my best guidance as you move forward is that focus on your mindset, focus on the way that you think about things and the way that you want to do things. Because if you make a plan, essentially, it will really help you get to this place where you're really feeling like you're taking this leap of faith and you're creating what you want to create. Basically, you've cut these toxicities out of your life and you've allowed balance and love to take in. to come back into this space that you created when you got rid of all the negativity, you got rid of the negative people, you got rid of the negative situations, you started a better work situation. When you start to create and get rid of and add all these situations to your life, it really allows for you to become this empress, which is at the center of your reading. I must add, the empress and the phoenix are at the center of the reading. So it is important that you are focusing on your growth and being reborn into your truest, highest self. So that is what I have for you. Group, that was rose quartz. It was rose quartz. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into clear quartz. That was actually a pretty long reading. So let's see where we're at. 40 minutes. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not expect to talk that long. Wow. Okay. Let's get it. So we're going into clear quartz. We're going to put this over here. Don't do that. I don't know if y'all saw that, but here we go. Group 2, essentially, rose quartz. I also must add that some of these cards I haven't ever read before, but like, that's what I love about Oracle and Tarot cards, is that no matter if the decks have different meanings, as long as you know what the basis of the deck is about, you can always read it as long as you're good at reading pictures. So if you're ever trying to learn how to read tarot, remember that the pictures are the most important part, not the words. All right, so we have flowers candle, and before I even read like the little keywords on the cards, my first thought was like a cute little candlelit dinner. Um but at the same time, whenever I was first channeling this group's message, I do want to mention that you may be getting a channeling from an ancestor soon. There's somebody connected to you through your family that wants to send you a message. Um, I just needed to get that out. That was just a part of group one's message that was kind of channeled at first. So I wanted to say that. I think literally the only group that I didn't channel a message for was Blue Agate. And I kind of did, but it was really everywhere. So I think that's the message. Okay. Anyways, um, group 2. This candle and flowers, we have fickle and illumination. So I kind of almost feel like there may be something coming up. Could involve a date, or it could involve maybe your family is having like a get together and somebody's going to bring flowers, and that might be a sign for you. But there's going to be something that happens on this night that's really going to really make you change your perspective like a lot. It's really going to bring something to light that you may have looked at differently in the past, and you want to be, I feel, more open to it. We have here, be the bridge, expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. So that's interesting that we have this next candle, because I feel like in some ways this is kind of you opening up, illuminating to a different type of living maybe. So this isn't to trigger anybody. This is just a scenario. Maybe you are somebody who is a Christian and you believe in God and Jesus, and um you kind of, you're not hard-headed or anything against other religions. It's just kind of like you believe in what you believe, and that's that. And I feel like you're gonna have a conversation with somebody that's really gonna open your mind, and open the way that you look at religion and spirituality, and how much more connected they truly are than what you may have known before. And I feel like this is going to help you connect your mental to your emotional state of mind and help them collaborate better. We have here the number 6. So I feel like this is really about you moving forward, really connected to your mindset. I'm really getting your mindset, because whenever I see candles, I'm a fire sign. So when I see fire, I'm like, yes, I'm in thought mode. I'm creative. But the way that I'm creative is I'm thinking of how words go together and how beautiful they work, and like a symphony almost. And that's what I think of when I see fire. Because fire to me is a symphony. So it's almost like you have this beautiful Mozart playing in the back of your in the back of your mind, and it's kind of colliding with everything else in your world, and it's kind of making you look at things differently. You're kind of like, whoa, the clouds look differently when I listen to this kind of music, or the ocean sounds different when I'm thinking about this kind of like maybe you're thinking about a violin or a piano and such. You think that they might go great together, you know. I don't know. I don't know. That's just kind of what came through my mind. So take that how it resonates. Sometimes I just kind of like say things and I don't really I'm just channeling them. Um we have whispers and soul name. So our numbers right here are 1 and 3. So with soul name, I really feel like you're really at the beginning of a spiritual journey. Like I was saying, like you're a religious person, but it's like you're now connecting the spirituality to it. And or maybe you're a spiritual person and you're trying to step into religion and understand religion, you know. Or maybe you're somebody who absolutely had no religion and now you're like, you don't exactly have one, but you have maybe gods that you believe in, or you just have faith. Sometimes spirituality is literally just having faith. There are so many people who literally just have faith, and it's what keeps them going. It's what keeps them moving. So with this soul name, whenever I see this card, this to me is immediately the beginning of your journey. This is you connecting to your truth, to who you are, to what you want to be, to the way that you connect to the world. Whenever I see soul name, this is whenever you see this card, honestly, I want you to take a moment. I'm gonna hold it up here. I want you to take a moment and just meditate with soul name in your mind. This is what you're looking for, is your soul name. This is the name that you were first born with. Like your soul was born and they said, this is your name. And you, whenever you hear this, it's like you feel very gentle and soft and original. And the reason I say this is because whenever I first said my soul name, when it first rolled off my tongue, I was like, it tasted good. I was like, "That's my name." Like, I kind of unidentified with the name that I have now, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's really cool." And it made me feel more grounded and secure in who I was. And it was weird, but it's almost like how, you know, you do a past life reading where you check into your past life energy, and it's like you understand who you are in that past life, and it makes you feel more connected to who you are. Just the same as your soul name. It makes you feel more peaceful and grounded and accepted. As we move down here, we have a whispers. So I feel like here you may even receive your soul name through whispers. When I say whispers, I mean spirits around you that are trying to communicate with you. So you could be somebody who is actually connected to spirits. So going back, actually, when I see Be the Bridge, it almost seems like with that ancestral message that I was talking about, you could be somebody who helps connect people to their deceased family members. Because I got a lot of family energy, but I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, this looks like some sort of soul focus and some sort of epiphany that's going to happen. That's going to, it's almost like maybe you were ignoring this psychic gift that you had and you were like, I don't hear ghosts. What are you saying? You know, you're like pretending like it's not happening, but it's happening and you can't avoid it anymore. And you're just like, fuck, I hear these voices. I can't stop. And now you're like, let me see why this is happening. You're finally tired of ignoring it. You're now feeling this urge. It's almost like when you were thinking of pushing it away, you kind of started to go into a negative space. And then the more you started accepting it, the more that you kind of started to go upwards and evolve. And I think that's whenever you decided to change your mindset and you decided that, okay, I'm gonna look into this. So you started looking for your soul name. And maybe you weren't particularly looking for your soul name, but you were looking for something, right? And you slowly these whispers could be signs that you saw, numbers that you read. Um, Whenever I think of whispers, I think of the clouds. Oh my gosh. So, in the beginning of 2019, I was living in Colorado and I loved it there. It was amazing. It was beautiful, but the sky would stay blue for a week straight. no clouds, nothing, just a blue sky for a week straight. And I'd be like, what is going on? Why are there no clouds? Right? So when the clouds did come, I would stare at them for hours and hours and hours, and I'd see shapes, numbers, letters, names, all these different signs, and I'd write them down and I'd use them in my tarot readings, or I'd write them down and I'd leave them as messages for myself. Like I literally have almost a whole page dedicated to my cloud readings. Basically, that's what they were. I was reading the clouds, and they really helped me ground and guide my life for about 3 months. I literally was able to look at these notes from my cloud readings and be like, okay, this might happen around here. And I'd basically be, in a way, kind of manifesting through the signs that I was getting. In a way, it was like I was creating this life, like the universe was giving me a guide of what to do next. And I was basically following that guide. And my life was, it was good. It wasn't terrible, but I mean, it was better than what it had been previously. It was upgrading. I was feeling better and more secure with myself. So that's something to think about, is like, think about all the different ways that you can get signs and whispers. All right. So this focus is in your moon. So whatever sign is in your moon, that is an important focus. We have the number 2 here. So we have 1, 2, 3 now. So that's interesting, because that means that you are really evolving here. If you have a scaling of numbers, I like to think of that as you are going through an evolution. That's how I read numerology most of the time in my cards. Is if you have a scale going up, 1, 2, 3, you are evolving. And you really are. You're trying to cross this bridge where you were kind of scared, not of the spirits, not of your abilities to listen to spirits, but you were scared of what could happen or what other people would think of you. Let me tell you something right now, honey, because I had this problem. And if there's one thing I can tell you about what other people think, do not give a fuck, because it will keep you stagnant. It will hold you down. It will keep you from what you want to do, because all you're doing is thinking about pleasing everybody else. Boo, don't do this to yourself. Please, you. Do what makes you happy. Do what puts a smile on your face, because no matter what, if you aren't happy, you're not going to succeed. That sounds crazy, but I once watched this movie. It's called The Pursuit of Happiness. If you know what it is, freaking kudos to you, because that's a good movie. You should watch that on repeat, because that man tried so hard for his child, no matter what he was put through. He made the money. He made it work, no matter what he had to do. He made sure that his child was underneath the roof, no matter what he had to do. No matter if he had to run across the town, no matter if he had to ride 4 buses, he made sure that it happened, right? Now this goes back to our evolution here. This 1, 2, 3, right? This 2 is about your soul. That man didn't make it because he had physical strength, or he just had emotional strength, or he just had mental strength. He had it because he had a soul. He had the strength within his soul. He had the motivation within his soul. Do you know what makes up your soul? Your mind, your body, your heart. He had every single one of these things to be able to pursue his happiness, right? So if you have all of these things and you discard what other people are thinking, and you have this mind, body, soul, heart, everything intertwined, working together, you can really succeed in being this person that guides souls either back to where they need to be, or you allowed to help them, you be a channel for them to deliver messages to their families. This is all how you feel about this, how you depict this energy, how it resonates with you. It's just a matter of you releasing the idea that with these whispers, it also makes me feel like you're just scared of what other people are going to say about you a lot. You're afraid of gossiping. Do not care. I will say it a lot. I'm really oh my god, like I'll get really like I'll go like super mama mode on this, because when it comes to listening to what other people say, People will say stuff just to break you down because they know that you're about to get good stuff. They know that you're about to evolve. So they'll say mean things to break you down. They're going to say it in a way that's like, nah, like they're not being mean, but they really freaking are. Do not listen to these people. You'll be able to tell who they are. I said this in the last message too. You can tell who these people are because they know that your blessings are coming in and they're real jealous. I hate saying that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. People cannot let other people just enjoy life because if they're not enjoying life, why should anybody else enjoy life? You know what I mean? It's kind of gay. All right, so our next two cards here are the unexpected and release. We have a blue moon and a waxing crescent. So crescent moons are always a really good time to manifest positivity and manifest growth in your life. It's also like you see here, it's release. This is a really good time for you to release and allow negativity to exit your life so that way you can create, you can grow, you can expand. And we have here 9. So this is really about something ending. And I feel like with these butterflies coming out of her chest, I feel like maybe you're going into a cocoon phase, and it's almost like the old you is becoming a cocoon, and you're about to burst open with this new version of yourself that's kind of soft. I feel they're more emotionally connected. They're not afraid. I feel like you aren't afraid to share how you're feeling or anything like that at all. I just feel like you're going to step into that power stronger. You're going to be more committed to doing that. You're going to be more committed to really being gentle and releasing all these negative energies because I feel like you want to really evolve into a more positive person, full of light, full of love, always ready to go on the next adventure. Always ready to be open to new concepts and ideas here with the Be the Bridge. And let's go to this number here because I want to point out that we do have a blue moon back here. Let me just put this up here. We do have a blue moon back here, but at the same time, this almost looks like it's the blue moon. And this is like some sort of eclipse. So, eclipse, we have a couple coming soon. These eclipses may be important to you. I do have the dates written down, but unfortunately, I do not have the notebook on me at the moment. So you will have to do some research on the upcoming eclipses. But look into that and look into the spiritual meaning of these eclipses because I feel like that energy is going to be important for you. Something unexpected could happen around there. And when I say something unexpected, I mean you're going to think up all the things that you think are going to happen, but it's going to be the complete opposite. It's going to be the complete opposite. So remember that you can think up all the scenarios that you want, but it's not going to be any of them because it's supposed to be unexpected, right? So remember that it's going to be something unexpected, no matter what you think it is. So release expectations in a way. The unexpected with release makes me feel like you need to release expectations and really ground into what you believe. With the 7 here, it's the 7 represents spiritual awareness. It represents patience and growth. So you're waiting patiently for your flowers to grow. And when you go to release, this is 9, it's 7, 9. So when you go to release, it's like you're slowly allowing this release to happen by accepting the unexpected, by not having expectations. You are allowing yourself to release because the more that we have expectations, the harder life gets, the more that we are limited. Here, this is actually really cool, and this is actually really important that this card came out because to me, this looks like connecting with the people who are most important to you, the people who you feel you get the most work done with, the people who make you feel they'll do. So take for example, I like to do bonfires with my friends and we all do the work together. We all go out and collect wood, we all come back and build the fire, we all continue to collect wood and put the fire and make the fire bigger. We all do this and it it literally makes the night go so much easier. It makes the night go so much better. We don't all feel like sitting down because one of us is specifically doing it. No, we all have fun at the bonfire because we all participated in making it, basically. So this is what I feel this energy is you have these people around you, and it's like you releasing this energy is going to allow for you to really connect to these individuals that are going to help you ground and be connected to your truth and what you really want to achieve in life. So moving on, we're going to hop right into the tarot. My first session was like 40 minutes, so I'm trying to shorten that down a little bit. Cuz that's quite a bit of time. And I don't mind it. It's just I didn't realize I was talking that much. So here we have the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of wait, I got my stuff upside down. No, I don't. That's right. Yeah, we got the 6 and we got the 9. My 9 of Pentacles was upside down. Okay, so clearly I can't read numbers. All right, so I came down a little closer. With this 10 of Swords leading the energy, I feel like this is what you're trying to release. When I look at these energies, they're kind of similar to me because you have the back here that's really dark, and then you also have her back here that's really dark. And it's like she's trying to release, pull away from this energy. But I feel like with these swords underneath, you're afraid that you're going to pull away from this energy and fall right back into negative energy. I am here to inform you that that is not going to happen. So this is interesting. This woman right here is covering her lips like she's saying shh. And I was just about to tell you something important about this card, but I'm not going to because that woman just told me shh. She told me not to do it. So I'm gonna give you another message from that card, but you gotta find out on your own. There are some messages that I channel and Spirit is like, I'm sorry, you cannot share that with them because it's something that they got to find out on their own. And it's not like it's telling me your life story or anything. It's just kind of like an energy around you that could help you, you know? But it's an energy that, you know, like how sometimes life is like, yeah, you got to figure it out. And you're just kind of getting frustrated because all you want is help. Yeah, it's like a moment like that where you want help, but you got to figure it out on your own. Because I don't know what it is. Maybe this is personal, but for some reason, every single time I don't want help in life, the universe is like, "Here, have all of it." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess." I didn't want that, but we out here. So, essentially it's kind of like that. But I feel like with her foot down right here, I feel like you might catch yourself and you're not going to fall into this other situation, right? So, with this 6 of Pentacles, I feel like honestly, I really feel like you I wanna make sure that this is what I wanna say. I need to look at these cards for a second. Yeah, you may be a mother. I feel like you may be soon to be a mother. One of these, because this is a baby, this is a child. So either you are a mother, or you're soon to be a mother, or your father is soon to be a father. Take it how it resonates. And I feel like in some ways, the person that you're having this kid with is kind of protective of you, but in a way, they're not letting it be known. Because with all these robes and these two sleeping, I almost feel like this person isn't really supposed to be here, but they're always checking, like making sure that you're fine, you know? Um, and with the 10 of Swords, I almost feel like that's what you're trying not to step into, is step back into this person, because I feel like this is what's important to you right now, is you and your child. And I could be wrong. The energy kind of switched up on me, but that could be what you need to release, is you need to release this energy. And when I say they come around, I don't mean like they're actually like stalking you or anything like that. If you feel like that's what it was, I just mean like they're watching over you on a spiritual level. Oh, I should probably plug my laptop in. I'm gonna do that real quick so it doesn't die on me. That would be really sad. I would probably cry. Oh, I don't know where any plugins are in here, so I gotta figure this out. I'm having a good time. I should have prepared this earlier. All right. Gucci. We're Gucci. Let's get it. So that's the Six of Pentacles. I can also see this energy of like somebody just protecting you in general. Because the Six of Pentacles is usually a giving energy. It's really somebody who maybe is energetically protecting you. It could be like a crone or something that sees your value and doesn't want it to go to waste, so they're sending you good energy. With the Nine of Pentacles, I definitely feel like whatever you are trying to release, whatever you're trying to get over, is going to be let go of. Because with this snake moving around this girl and all these paint pots, I really feel like she's trying to create something here, right? And it's almost like this snake is trying to stop her, but if she times it just right, she can paint the picture exactly how she wants it without the snake interrupting her. And this to me isn't avoiding karma. This, because that's kind of like the way that I explained it, kind of made it feel like that. But I feel like it's more or less you're creating while avoiding the snakes. You're creating while avoiding the pitfalls. You're avoiding the things that are going to try to tear you down. And you're like, nope, you can't, not here. You can't tear me down here, because you're not letting it. You're going in all the ways where it can't hurt you, right? Because there comes a point in your spiritual growth where you're talking to somebody and you're like, nope, I gotta go. Bye. No more. You gotta go. I can't talk to you no more. You know what I mean? This really, honestly, this reading to me really feels like a real connection to yourself. Yeah. I said that and I got the Judgment card in the Santa Muerte deck. And every single time I look at the Judgment card, I think of rebirth, because we had this down here, right here, where they're kind of celebrating the death of this person. But if this was alive, they'd be celebrating the life of the person, right? So I really love this because it's almost like you're celebrating the release of this negative energy. And this Page of Wands is you going back to this childlike nature where you're feeling really passionate, free, and more connected to yourself than you have in a really long time. But it's a matter of going through this rebirth and really, really determining on if you learned your lesson or not, on if you're ready to grow and step forward into what you want to do. And I feel like you're trying to discern that. You're not letting anybody discern that for you. You're just like, I'm going to do it when I'm ready. When I feel like it's time for me to do it, I'm going to do it. And you're listening to your intuition. And that's why you have this Ten of Swords here, is because you're putting it to rest. When I see a 10, you're putting it to rest. It's coming to an ending and you're going into a more positive life, because Ten of Swords is always something that's going to come before the breakthrough. You're always going to experience a Ten of Swords before a breakthrough. And it varies on how you handle it, on how it really hurts you, Because I see change here. With this transforming into this Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, it just really feels like you need a lot of rest. You need to let people take care of you. You're not somebody who likes to let people take care of you, but if you let people take care of you, you'd be surprised. So just stay in your creative energy, stay in this loving energy, stay feeling young and free and vital. You got this death here, and you're being reborn. I've said like 5 times now, and we should just put a little counter up here in the corner. Oh my gosh. But essentially, when I see this Judgment card, I'm thinking change. I'm thinking there's a change that wants to happen here, and it's a matter of you letting it happen and letting you go through this basically death. It's what it's gonna feel like is you're going through a death, and then you're gonna be reborn into everything that you maybe not everything, but you're going to be born into a space where you've wanted to get for a really long time. And it's going to be because you went through the judgment. You said, I'm ready for my test, universe. Let's do this. And you passed your freaking test. And you said, woo, woo, look at this. You're moving forward. I like almost stick my face in the camera every time because I want to see the cards, but you're moving forward. This wheel is turning now next to the Six of Wands, because Six of Wands is somebody who just succeeded. He just won this war, right? And it's moving forward. Now change can happen. Change can happen for the better because this war is over, right? So I really feel like you focusing on your soul growth and reconnecting to who you are on a spiritual level is what's going to allow you to grow and move forward. And I feel like you're really working on it. This Six of Wands is right underneath the Ten of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So you're really focused on taking care of yourself and being more emotionally connected. So that way you can move forward, so you can be grounded in all the elements. We have Ace of Wands here. So once again, you have this passion burning inside you and you're so ready to just put it out there. But once again, you want to evaluate. You want to make sure everything is how it is. I'm here to let you know that everything is going to go all right. Hermit mode is really important. It's a really safe place for us to go when we need to think and feel and plan. But we should not make hermit mode our home, because we can get stuck in hermit mode and end up going down a trail of consistently it's almost like you're just continuously going down a dark alley and you're not coming back. You're just going down. Yes, you're learning stuff down that alley. Yes, you're becoming a better version of yourself. But I feel like sometimes you can get stuck, like in a way where you're constantly on repeat on one lesson. And that's what you want to avoid, because you've achieved this Ace of Wands. Now you need to get the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. This is a journey that will take several hermit modes, but you can't go through all of the hermit modes at once. You got to break them apart and go through it for a couple days, and then maybe go through it for a couple weeks and break it down and go back through for a couple days, but you can't go through it consistently, as it can put you in a space where you almost look at everything in a way, because I've done this. I literally stayed in hermit mode for like 2 months, and I should have stopped at like 2 weeks, and I was like, let's go, I don't want to talk to nobody, and I didn't. I isolated myself, and essentially for a while I was kind of a know-it-all, and I was annoying and obnoxious, and like, I appreciated my knowledge that I received and understood, but at the same time, other people did not, because the way that it came off to them was that I was a know-it-all, and like, I didn't care because I learned a lot and I felt very educated at the time. But it's just kind of like, be mindful, people appreciate it if you respect when they don't want to be, overbarred or overbeared with information, you know what I mean? So my best guidance is that keep on the track that you're going. You're really focused on releasing and crossing this bridge here. You want to be the one that crosses this bridge, and you take this step forward and you reach out and you try to connect to your soul and your soul name. Remember to check what zodiac you have in your moon placement, because it could really help you evolve and connect more emotionally on a soul level. So definitely do that research. There was another research that I said, but I think that may have been for the first one, so never mind about that. But remember to focus on this release. I feel like this is what I want to point out, is the Ten of Swords and release. This is the sort of the main part. You have all this amazing abundance, but you got to let go of what's taking away your abundance before you can truly receive it. All right. So I think that is it, group 2. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these cards up, and I'm going to hop right into group 3, which is the river agate. So I would like to pick up this card, please. All right. Let's go. River agate. So here's this beauty. And we got our oracles first. So starting off, we have coins abundance. So group 3, we're starting off strong. I Ching, change. So interesting. We have some change here. We have some money here, which is just I Ching. I don't think it's like, I'm pretty sure it is like older money in China. That's what these little coins are. But I'm not sure if it's what they use now. But the classic of changes. I've never read the I Ching. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to pretend that I know. But what I do know is that the I Ching is the natural connection and flow of the way things change. I want to point out right here that we have the I Ching, and right here on the coins, this almost looks like a Chinese coin. So maybe you're of Chinese orientation, or maybe there's this. You're going to travel China soon. When I say that, obviously we're in quarantine right now, so I don't mean anytime soon, but there's going to be an opportunity for you to do this and be open to exploring it. It's going to give you a chance to gain abundance as well as change your mindset on money. And I feel like this might be really important for you because the way that we look at money is really important, because the way that we look at it, whether we're like, I'm broke or I'm rich or I can live in luxury, no matter the way that we look at money, it is how we get money. So I'm basically reading this book. Actually, it's being read to me, but it's basically it's a money mindset book. And she'll say it constantly in almost every chapter that if you say that you're broke, you're going to be broke. So if you're somebody who has the habit of saying, I'm broke, stop. Say, I got some money in my pocket, or I got some money on my card. Say these things. Yes, you're not going to see an immediate change, but if you're constantly looking at your bank account, you won't be able to see the change because you're constantly like, how much money do I got now? How much money do I got now? How much money do I got now? Stop caring about how much money you got now, because it don't matter. What matters is that when you get the money, you take care of what you need to take care of. And then maybe you can splurge on yourself a bit, and then you can save. That savings right there is representative of you not being broke. Yes, you can't spend that money, but you're not broke because you got money in your savings account, right? So that's a way to get around that loop of saying I'm broke. Put $10 in your savings account every time you get paid. Put $20 in your savings account every time you get paid. How much ever you can put into a savings account that you just blow on random stuff, put that in a savings account. And so that way, that next time you go to say I'm broke, you're like, oh, I'm not broke. I got money in my savings. You can't use that money, but you got money, right? So therefore, you aren't broke. Therefore, you are abundant. And that's just how I like to break that little mindset right there. That's just a little step for me myself that I break that, and I try to step into a new way of looking at abundance. So always do what works best for you in the way that you look at it. In the castle of dreams, become altered by the color of your dreams. So this is interesting with the abundance and change next to it, because it almost feels like you want to step into the life that you want. You are dreaming and daydreaming about this beautiful life. We have this full moon energy, by the way, popping through here, this full moon energy right here. So full moon is important. Set intentions tomorrow, 6:45 a.m. on set. Let me collect myself. May 7th on Thursday at 6:45 a.m. the moon is going to go direct in Scorpio. And the reason I'm specifying this is because it's going to be a very emotional transit. This is the only group that I've shared this information with, so it's very important for this group that you set intentions for the moon. I feel like you may be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and this is going to really help you ground your abundance, because your dreams are to be abundant. Your dreams are to be able to have 6 figures a year. You have a family car, and then you have a nice car that's for yourself, you know. You have a house. All these things. These are your dreams, and you want to build upon them. Those may not be your exact dreams, but you want stability. You want to be able to have your life be comfortable. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to do as much as you can in the world before you leave it. And I feel like you're really ready to implement change to achieve it, to get there, to become successful. And the moon energy, this full moon energy, is really going to help you. I really just love that energy. So our number here is 42. So we have a 6. So this is about moving forward. It's about advancing, developing, becoming stronger and more grounded, right? So you're really trying to move forward. I really see this forward movement. We have a 9 here with let your light shine. So I feel like you may be somebody who is, you're very positive, you're bright, you're loving, but sometimes you have a hard time of really letting it shine. You have a hard time of really being 100% yourself, because I feel like there may be like a small fear here that you aren't as intriguing as you think you are. So it's like behind closed doors, you're like this awesome person, but as soon as you step in front of people, you're not that person. It's like, and here's the case: if you're around people who are making you feel like you can't be who you are behind closed doors, they most likely aren't your people. And you need to go on a soul search for your soul tribe, for the people who, whenever you're behind closed doors, you're you. Whenever you're in front of them, you're the person you are behind closed doors. Because these people are the people who love you unconditionally, and they're not judging you for a single thing. But if you feel uncomfortable and not able to do what you do behind closed doors in front of people, it's most likely because in the back of their mind, they don't really feel strongly about you in the way that maybe you feel about them. And I feel like you really want to implement more joy in your life, and that's why you need to let your light shine. You need to show who you are, because that's going to allow you to be open up to people who will appreciate you for what you do, and that goofy self you are behind closed doors, you could be that goofy self in front of them, because they're going to appreciate it no matter what, right? Here we have the 7th house. So this focuses your 7th house. This energy, this reading, I actually got a lot of like relationship energy through it. I don't know why. Okay, so I actually have a song. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. I literally just want you to go to the end of the song and listen to the last like 10 seconds. Oh, excuse me. The last 10 seconds of it. It's a woman talking. She's not singing, she's just saying a statement. And I want you to listen to it, but I want you to hear it for yourself, because I can tell you it right now, but if you actually hear how this woman says it, it hits different. It hits different. So if you know this song, kudos to you. It's Love Galore by SZA. Listen to literally that last 10 seconds of it and you're Gucci. I got this energy. Okay, I'm having trouble thinking of this word, but it's basically when somebody from your past comes back and they're like, yo, I changed, I'm better. And you're like, whoa, who are you? Because you aren't the person I knew then. I can't think of the word. It starts with an R. It's not a reunion. It's like reconciliation. Boom. Freaking had to scratch my head for a second. Reconciliation. That word kept eating at me, and I could not figure out what it was. But there's a reconciliation here. It's not with a lover. It's somebody who was a friend, but you had to dismiss them as they were no longer healthy for you. You guys were both going down paths where you were kind of both going off your spiritual path in a way. And now you're coming back and you're like, let's come back. Let's be friends. I feel like this is somebody who, in another lifetime, they were a lover. Right here, I get Greek feelings, back in those days. And I really feel like in this lifetime, there's a potential for love within this relationship now that you're coming back into this reunion, this I already forgot the word, so I don't care about it anymore. I don't care about that word. Oh my gosh. But whatever sign is in your seventh house, look up the meaning, the representation of that zodiac in the seventh house, because it's pertaining to your the way that you are in relationships. And I feel like the way that you look on that has to also change. And you need to be able to allow yourself to have joy in relationships. You need to allow yourself to really be who you are authentically in relationships, as I feel that may not be why they succeed in the past, is because you always hide who you truly are and you aren't expressive of your truth. Yes, interesting that I say that. Our numbers here after our 6 and our 9 are 9. You once again have 9 again. So something is ending here for you to step into this positivity. So for you to step into shining who you are and having true joy within your heart. We have here 4. So I'm feeling strongly the next partnership. Okay, the next partnership that you are in is going to be stable and grounded, and you're both going to be giving give and take. It's going to be equal, because as soon as I thought of that, I wanted to like do this and like make a 4 like this. So it's like you both are putting in 2, you know. You built 2 of these posts, they built the other 2 posts, and you guys built the roof together, essentially. You know what I mean? You made the house stable by doing it together. Point blank, period. And here we have realization with a waxing crescent and waning crescent piece. Interestingly enough, these moons are almost exactly the same size opposite of each other, right? This looks like it can make a whole moon. That looks so cool. I feel like, once again, the full moon is so important for you, because the phase just before the full moon is going to be very important for you. And actually, this is like talking about the new moon, but I don't care. I'm really feeling the full moon. This is talking about that little phase after it. That's when something's going to hit. That's when things are going to be important. That's when you're going to really learn your lessons and really see your intentions be set in place, is whenever you're at those little crescent points in life, right? With realization and peace, I feel like this is really about you realizing your power, realizing that you create everything in your life, that you create the reality that you want to live. Nobody outside you does. We have a 3 and a 1 here. So once again, we have the 1 here. You are the creator. You make the peace. You make the balance. You're the one who meditates and creates that positive life that you want. And the realization is you realizing that you can create the abundance, you can have your dreams, you can have this joy, you can have this partnership. You're basically going through this point in your life where you're realizing that you deserve everything that you were asking for. So I feel like in the past, you may have asked for something and then you didn't receive it and you kind of felt like, damn, that's a ridiculous request. You're right. I shouldn't ask for that. And you took it back. And then your life kind of like fell apart and you're like, dang. So now you're at another reevaluating point and you're like, maybe that really is meant for me, right? So you go back to trying to manifest it and your life is slowly going upwards because you're focusing on this manifestation that you really want. Like you feel it deep in your soul. It's not just a want. It's like, it's almost like you crave it. You need it. It brings peace to you, right? That is essentially what you're doing. You're getting back to this point where you're truly manifesting what you want instead of what you think you want. You're not manifesting out of ego, you're manifesting out of your soul, out of your heart, out of the way that you feel about things. And that's what this realization is. I feel like maybe you read a book and it was the key to your success. Maybe you read a book that really opened up your mind or connected you to who you are. And I feel like it could have been this I Ching book, because we have a whole book right here in this picture that could have been what really helps you change your mindset, made you look at things differently. So we're going to hop right into this tarot. We got the 7 of Cups. We have the High Priestess. That's so crazy. I thought that was the Devil card earlier when I flipped it over. I'm so glad I didn't actually get a good look at it and it was the High Priestess, because This energy has nothing to do with the devil energy, even on the positive aspect. Because like these cards really embody that already. It embodies that release of negative energy. And it's not like you really have negative energy. It's like you've already released it and now you're trying to really ground into that positivity that you have. With the 7 of Cups, I feel like this is representing maybe some decisions in your life that you're trying to create. I feel like you're trying to really grasp who you are right here with this kind of like almost mimic body back here. This is kind of what it looks like to me. It looks like this is trying to mimic her body essentially. So it's like you're trying to become the natural you with no filters. 100%. That's your focus right now is being you, no filters. You achieve the dreams that you want and nobody can tell you no because it's your dream. You get to achieve it. It's what you want. You've been dreaming it since you were like 7, so you're going to go for it. Nobody can tell you. So, you want to become a singer, you're going to hop up on that stage and you're going to fucking blow them bitches away, right? Yeah, point blank period. All right, let's move on because that felt good. All right, so we have 2 7s here with this high priestess. You know what that tells me? Once again, you are focused on your spiritual growth. You are growing. The 7 of Swords. Look, you're not taking no bullshit. Somebody tried to come and take your swords and you said, nope, I can take care of myself. I can do it. I'm protecting myself. I have worth. I have value. I'm going to do it. You have here the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. You have the emotions and you have the mind, right? You have the High Priestess. She is the embodiment of heart and mind balanced in one, right? She has the positive aspects, she has the negative aspects, and she is connected divinely to everything within and without, right? So this person, you are embodying your truth and grounding in who you are because you want to grow into somebody who helps the world grow. You don't just want to be sitting here and looking at everybody else doing it. You're like, it's my turn to get out there and help everybody change and evolve now. And you're really ready to do that. We have another 7, guys. This is crazy because you are really focused on your spiritual growth. You're really focused on evolving. This 7 of Wands right here really gives me the vibe of you stepping into the dark soul of the night. You are stepping into the dark part of your soul and you're defeating all of the nasties in there and you're cleaning it out and you're saying, this isn't a dark place for demons anymore. This is a dark place for all my fears and worries and doubts to go to be rid of. This is where they go to be banished from my life as they are no longer welcome here. This place here is my sacred ground of resting. This is where everything that does not serve me goes. So, therefore, all of these demons, they can't be there feeding off of your fear, right? Because they're only going to amplify it. So you got to get rid of those demons. You got to get rid of all of those demons in there. Because whether you're aware of it or not, we all have demons in some way. Whether it's our fears or worries, this is where they go to die. So basically, every once in a while, you got to go back to your dark night of the soul to get rid of these demons, to get rid of these fears, to get rid of these worries, because this is where they go to die. And if you don't go here and clean it out, it's going to stay stagnant and gross and it's going to make your life hell, basically, because you're not cleaning it out. And you have to remember, to grow, plants are put in soil. To grow, a seed is put in the dark. So if you put a bunch of fear in here, it's going to grow because they develop in the dark. So if you go here and you decide to plant a bunch of lilies and love and peace, it's going to evolve. And that's essentially what you want to do. With the Temperance here, this is a balance of love and logic and a balance of peace, earth, and beauty, and everything that creates the way that we live life, essentially. And this is a mindset. Temperance is a mindset. It's a balance of what people like to call the left brain and the right brain, your imagination and your logic. It's a balance of these. I don't know why I felt really called to say that statement, but I feel like it's going to resonate for who it's meant to resonate for. I feel like you're a left brain, right brain kind of person, you know what I mean? And And you're really balancing these two out, and you're realizing that you can use both of them. You don't just need logic, or you don't just need creativity and imagination, but you need both of them to really expand and evolve yourself as a person. I forgot an entire oracle card. I was wondering why it felt so weird, but I forgot this one. So we got this tower here. I immediately thought isolation. So I feel like maybe you're isolating yourself and you're working on yourself. It's not like you're isolating yourself and you're like, "Ooh, fuck the world. I don't like anybody." You're like going here and you're like, I feel nice. This is my sacred space. I am at home. I feel loved and peaceful here, and I'm not afraid to just be me. That's your sacred space. That's where you're feeling peace. That's your home right now, right? So moving forward, we have the Fool card and Karma. Ooh, my ears started ringing. So you know what this Karma is. I don't think you know what this is that you're about to take a leap of faith on, but something you're about to go on a journey, and I think it's a soul journey. You're going to go on a soul journey, and it's so that way you can release your karma, because I feel like you're about to get a lot of good of it, but you got to release that old stuff first, so that way you can officially start this journey. You know what I mean? I don't know why I keep saying you know what I mean, but you know what I mean? I'm going to stop right there because I'm over it. I'm really over it. But there's something here shifting with the temperance, the fool, the karma, the high priestess. There's something shifting to your intuition. That's another form of balance. So you're really coming to this place of balance, and that's what's allowing your karma to balance out. Yes. So I feel like you may occasionally be up in your tower really sad at night. You can't sleep, you're kind of in pain, and I feel like it's because of some past energy here that really hurt your heart. I feel like the first thing when I saw this Three of Cups, I don't usually see this when I see the Three of Cups, but I got third party situation. It could be somebody chose somebody else over you, and you were just kind of like, okay, I got you. Like, I see how it is, kind of thing, because you would have chose this person over anything and everything, and you're just like, all right. And you kind of didn't let it hurt you at first, and now it's hitting all of a sudden, because now you neglected that healing. You neglected that dark night of the soul, and now it's happening. And essentially you're just like, dang, I can't sleep now. And you don't want that to be your life. You want to be able to sleep. You don't want to think about this energy anymore. You just want to be happy, right? So you're listening to your intuition to properly release this karma, because I feel like it's really past energy, it's past karma that you already dealt with, that you don't got to deal with no more, as long as you release it and allow yourself to be happy. So my advice to you is take your own advice. You have a lot of it. You're really intelligent. I feel like you give other people a lot of advice, and you're really helpful with people. So now you need to be helpful for yourself. You need to fill your cup. You need to make yourself happy. You need to also step out of your tower for a little bit. Go have a fun time. Go hang out with people, because I'm seeing a lot of personal time in these. And personal time is really good. It's really healthy for you, but there can be a point where it can actually make you go insane, and maybe just a weekend get out is going to be good for you. You don't have to go and party every day for a week now, but like, just go out for a night with your best friend or something, and find that peace with somebody else, because I feel like that might be why the seventh house partners is here, is because you just need some companionship in your life. I feel like you're somebody who really likes to just stay in your tower, read your books, and create your coins. You like to work, 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 work. Sometimes it's good to step away from your work and really connect to that softer side, that childlike nature. And sometimes that needs your best friend to go lollygag and shit like that. So just be open-minded to freeing yourself of the idea that you have to go by what everybody else is saying, because what you're doing is amazing, and the only reason people tell you not to do it is because they can't do it as good as you. Point blank, period. That's what I got to say about that, because if somebody sees that you have skill, they should be telling you to go out there and succeed with it. They should not be breaking you down at all. That's just how I look at it. People shouldn't do that. It's not right. If you know somebody is good at something, don't take it away from them. It's not cool. You don't take something that somebody enjoys away from them. Like, that's just so sad. Like, I'd be so sad if somebody tried to take tarot away from me or tried to take astrology or anything like that away from me, because I identify with it so much. It's like my tarot, like, I hardly do it, but when I do it, I do it. I'm committed to it. I read the cards the way that I feel about them. I don't read them based on the meanings in the books. I feel so connected to the cards that I'm literally sitting here reading a deck of cards that I've never even read before, like maybe twice, and I saw none of the cards before. So it's all about this strong connection that you have with spirit. And if somebody tried to take that away from me, I'd cry, because I don't think we should have the things we love taken away from us, you know? We should be able to value them and love them. So, we are in blue agate, and this is the reason that I cannot channel blue agates, like get any pre-messages for blue agate, because you guys are literally some very high vibe people. We have here aura and handwriting. So I feel like right now you're really focused on setting your intentions. You're really focused on healing your aura, grounding in who you are. We have authenticity here as one of our keywords, and observation. You're really stepping into your power, but you're taking time. You want it to be a process where you feel like it's almost like an autobiography, but a really in-depth autobiography, if you know what I mean, because you want to see how you got where you were. You want to write down your journey up until this point and say, this is what I've gone through. This is why I am the way I am. And this is how I'm bettering myself. That's what you're trying to do right now. And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like, my soul is like on fire right now. I really love this because this energy here really feels like you feel secure where you're at. You love your energy. You love how committed you are to your spiritual awareness. But you're looking for something with this observation card. You see how he's walking through a desert? You're looking for something, right? This next card that came out is kind of telling you to stop looking. And this is why. This is why. Listen to this statement. Where you are is where it's at. 14. 5. Change. Interesting. You're trying to implement change, right? The change that you are looking for is where you are. It's already where you're at, right? So what you're looking for is where you are. I want to point out, this is something that I personally identify with a lot, because I personally, as you can see, my arm is very thin. I struggle to gain weight. It's really hard for me to gain weight. So I identify with this on a more material level. You see, this woman kind of has a very skinny top, and then she has rather bigger bottom, right? This almost represents to me that you are basically ignoring everything that is around you right now, and it's making you feel empty because you don't feel like you have what you're looking for around you. But the reason is because you need to look inside you. This sacral chakra here is like it's bloated. It's really big. That's why her waist is like this, is because her sacral chakra is overactive, right? This feels almost like you're trying to connect to somebody or something outside yourself, but what you need to do is connect within yourself. Down here at the bottom of the card, it says, stay still until you are divinely moved. So you're looking for something here. You're looking for growth. You're trying to expand, but it's time for you to stop and relax and rest and focus on what you've already healed. That's literally what I said. Like, you're focused on reflecting on what you've done to get to this point, but you haven't realized how much you've done, that now you need to relax. And you've gotten to a point where now you just need to write about it. There's nothing more for you to do. because you've already experienced it. This growth that you're looking for is right here with you. You've already done it. Your aura is so huge and beautiful. Like, people who can see auras, they see you and they're like, oh my freaking son, did you come and walk on the earth? Like, you have such a beautiful aura because you've been working on it. And now it's time for you to just exist in what you're feeling, exist in your aura. Because I know personally, sometimes you just want to keep going. It's like you feel better and you're like, I just want to keep spiritually going and spiritually growing. And it's like, when you do that, you can actually stunt your growth more than you can aid it. Because what you're doing is, if you get that feeling, that inner feeling like spirit wants you to rest, you should rest. Because if you keep pushing, once you do rest, it's going to be because spirit shoved you down and said, you need to rest, you need to sit here, and you need to not do anything, and you need to take care of yourself. Don't let spirit push you down and put you in this place where they're basically forcing you to rest, because once you're in that space, you're going to be so upset because all you want to do is work. So when you're told to rest in the first place, rest, because that work that you want to do is going to be, you're going to have an even longer time to wait for it if you don't actually properly rest. So where you are is where it's at. The growth that you're looking for is right here within you. And here we have remembrance and nourish. So I feel like this is strongly connected to you on a spiritual level, deep within yourself. I feel like like I said, you're already very spiritually evolved, but I feel like you can learn yourself on a deeper level. No, I take that back. Woo! We're going to take that message back, because actually I kind of like stared in the center of this circle, and this made me feel like not only are you connecting back to your center, that's where your answer is, that's where you're going to remember what you're here to do, but also I feel like you're going to meet somebody and you're going to like look at them and you're going to be like, double take, where have I seen you before? You're going to think you knew this person. You're going to think that you know this person, and like, you don't. You've never met this person in your life, but you look at them and you're like, I know you. There's no way I don't. I know you. You're going to know who this person is. This person, I have a 2 here. So this person is going to be somebody who's close to you. They're going to be somebody who really allows you to nourish yourself, who teaches you how to nourish yourself, and really how to then move forward and help nourish the earth. Here we have fire element, desire. So I feel like we have quite a bit of red, pink energy in here. So I really feel like this remembrance could also be closely related to this desire. This could be related to maybe you're what you're looking for is a partnership. You've come so far along that now you're ready to have a commitment. You're ready to have this relationship. You're ready to be connected, and you're ready to have somebody to commit to unconditionally and love and nourish and take care of. We have the 5, which is change. Maybe it's a change in your mindset. And that's why you used to feel so good being here by yourself. And now you're like, I need somebody to fill this empty space, right? You need somebody to fill this empty space next to you. And with the 2, it's like you're trying to find the companionship, but it's you're waiting to have that epiphany moment of somebody that really, you look at them and you're like, why do I feel this way? They give you that feeling and you don't know why, You have 23 here, which you have another 5, which is nourish. So there's a lot of change and development happening here for you, because I feel like you're really a personable person. You like staying by yourself, keeping to yourself, and now you're kind of opening up to this idea of connecting to other. I get the strong feelings of an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, connecting with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Those are the possibilities that I'm feeling. I feel like the fire element is really representative of outside you, or you could have a lot of fire in your chart. Take it how it resonates. But there's a lot of desire here. We have 7, so we have nourishment. This is the big thing. This is it. We have here boundaries. This is the big thing. We have another 3 here. This connects. Wait, did I say we have a 3? No, we have a 1, a 5, a 2, and a 5. We have a 7 and a 3 right here. So you are inside a bubble. You have really, really solid boundaries. You're not down to let anybody overstep them. And that's why it's taking you a long time to get to a place where you really want a partnership, is because you have these boundaries and you know that they work best for you. So you're not going to let people overstep them, point blank, period. Here with the nourishment, I feel like these boundaries make you feel better. Like they literally give you vitality, because what they're doing is they're protecting people from taking your energy. So it's like healthy boundaries are actually, I'm going to stop right there because I'm learning how to set my own boundaries. So I'm not going to say anything on that point. You should watch somebody who's good about boundaries and knows what healthy boundaries are, because that's always really good to know healthy boundaries, because if you don't have them, people are going to push you around and they're going to use you and they're going to beat you down like you're literally the scum on the bottom of their shoes. Trust me, I've experienced it. They'll do it no matter how many times you set your boundaries. So you got to make sure that when you set them, you set them. You see how she has this bubble around her? You got to set the boundaries, or people don't care. You got to let them know from the beginning, because that's what's going to nourish you and nourish your relationship. You need nourishment in your life. We have nourish here twice. So nature, I can suggest nature, swimming. I feel I feel like also you need to upgrade your diet. Oh, excuse me. That made my throat chakra hurt a lot. Too. You know that your diet needs to be upgraded. Because we have this woman here, and then you can see her ribs right there. No, it's not her rib, it's like her chest plate right there. But it pokes through a lot. And with the nourishment, I almost feel like maybe you struggle with having a healthy diet, or you also struggle with gaining weight, or you struggle with losing weight, whichever case scenario it is for you. Spirit is asking for you to find a healthier diet for you, one that works. Drink lots of water, drink fruits. I mean, yes, drink fruits, guys. Eat fruits, eat veggies, eat all this healthy stuff. We have some eggs here. This is a big old egg. So maybe it's a vegetarian diet, not necessarily full on vegan, but it's something that's going to help you become healthier on the inside. Definitely look into that. Look into healthy diets that'll help you feel solid and secure in yourself, but you got to do it yourself. You got to look into this. You got to be committed. This has to be one of your boundaries. Set boundaries with yourself. If you want to do this, say, every morning I wake up and I eat a shake, no matter what kind of fruits I use. I'm going to eat a shake every morning when I wake up. When I eat breakfast, I'm not going to eat any meat. I'm going to keep it vegetarian or vegan based. You're not going to overstep your boundaries. This is what you're saying is going to happen. So it's going to happen, point blank, period. You're going to take care of yourself. Here we have, let me see, did I set this right? Yes. We have, I don't know what this card is. It's just a really pretty picture, because I cut up the card, so I don't know what card it is. But that's because when I look at this picture, I see these eggs, I see fall, and I see winter. But then I also see summer. I see spring. I see basically the year right here. This is a year right here. I feel like the reason you're at this space of boundaries is because you experienced all 4 seasons, and it's like these eggs never hatched, like all of these seasons have happened, but the eggs never hatched. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like you had this amazing creative plan, you laid an egg for it, and you waited. And you waited to see what would happen with it. And when I say you waited, I don't mean you just like created it and threw it to the side. No, you created it, you worked on it, you treated it like your freaking baby, and nothing happened. Because you had no boundaries. You let people walk over you. You had times that you worked and they were given away because you said, "Oh, it's okay. I can make time for this." But you really didn't have time because you needed to work on your business. And maybe maybe you met somebody and it's like you were giving all your time to hang out with that person and you weren't setting boundaries like, hey, I enjoy hanging out with you, but this is the time that I can't. Sorry. And that's what it means, this boundaries as well, is that if you want to see your eggs hatch, you have to not only watch them and take care of them, but you got to set boundaries so people don't cut into you creating these eggs. Excuse me. My throat chakra is like going off right now. Excuse me, I have the Four of Cups, the Lovers, and we have the Three of Swords. So this is interesting. This is next to boundaries, and this is next to this the Seasons card. The Three of Swords is. So I feel like there was definitely somebody here that was consistently trying to get in the way, or it's not like they were trying to get in the way, but they really were getting in the way. They weren't helping you grow. They made you feel trapped in some ways, and they left you in this kind of situation where it's like one of your vases are spilled and all the rest are sitting, and you're trying to make sure that you have enough to continue what you need to do, because this person ended up being somebody who negatively impacted your life rather than emotionally helping it. With the Lovers here, I feel like this goes back to that connection I was talking about. This kind of confirms it, that there is this energy here for you, a love here that is meant for you, that because you've been putting in the spiritual work here with Aura, you are able to draw this into your life because you're at a point where it suits your energy, it fits your energy, it matches your vibration, and it's going to be something abundant for you. There's going to be a lot of love here, but you got to release these people who sabotage you, and they're not really helping you because more than anything, they're making you lose rather than earn. Let's move on to the Santa Muerta deck. I haven't been saying any of these decks except for the Santa Muerta, but that's because I really like this deck. It's so beautiful. Like, it just speaks to my heart on so many different levels. Okay, so we're going to go into it. This is the Page of Swords and the Two of Cups. So somebody wants to bring you in some love. There's really somebody here who wants your love, like so deep within their soul. It like they want to fill your cup up, you fill their cup up, vice versa. And they want to do it in a romantic way. We got these cute little, like, I think those look like daisies. Those look like daisies to me. I don't know if they're daisies, but they look like them. So these are really soft flowers to me, daisies. That's what I'm interpreting them as, because daisies to me represent love, softness, peace. And they're the purest form of love, like 100%. And this man is writing a letter. I feel like it's going to be heartfelt. And even if he doesn't give you the letter to read to him, he's going to almost basically reiterate it to you word for word, because that's how deeply this person feels about you. I will point out it is a page, but this is only the beginning step. I didn't say this person was like going to come in right after they wrote the letter. No, but when they do have this letter prepared 100% through all the drafts, all of that, it's going to be beautiful. And I feel like this page is going to become a king before he comes forward, because I look at this and I feel like he has determination. He wants to come in strong. He's very gentle and he's very loving, and he wants to be able to really fill your cup. So this person isn't going to come rushing in, and I don't feel like you're going to go rushing in either, because you're both focused on your growth. You're both focused on being strong, independent people. So when you do come together, it'll be like you guys are working perfectly together. It's like you guys come together and it's like, boom. Crazy. Guys, we went from the Page of Swords. Look at that. There's our Knight of Swords. So our page is growing, right? He's getting to a point where he's ready to move forward. Interestingly enough, we have two white horses. This is the same representation. This Knight of Swords is changing something. He's ready to change something. He's ready to make a transformation. I was just saying he was in the planning, writing stage, but He is on the move. He's ready for things to change. He may not. Okay, the Knight of Swords is the second fastest knight in the tarot. I'm gonna say that right now. The Wands is the first, and the Knight is the second. He moves swiftly. He moves with the wind. He doesn't fight it. So he goes with the flow. So if he feels guided to message you or tell you something, he's going to do it without a hesitation in his mind. This person is strong air energy as well as strong Scorpio energy. I'm feeling this is a placement, but not their sun placement. Could be either their moon or their rising, but I'm also strongly feeling Venus, and that's why the Death card is here with the Knight of Swords, is because this change is coming from their Scorpio energy, kind of really grounding it and allowing this movement to go forward, if you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and get these last two cards out here, because I kind of low-key want to see if maybe the King of Swords come out. I can't do that. Never mind. I forgot the King of Swords already did come out. But something beautiful is happening here. Somebody is going through the changes, and before this person actually gets to you, I don't feel like they're going to be a knight anymore. I feel like by the time this horse reaches you, they're going to have a crown on their head and they're going to be a king, because knights are really nice energies to have in your life, but they come and go. They come in and they go out really quickly, because that's all they are. The page is the person who writes the message. The knight is the one who delivers the message, and the queen is the one who receives it, while the king is the one who instructed the page to write it. That's how I like to look at it. Like, that's how I look at it from my point of view. But we, interestingly enough, have 4 major arcanas in this reading. It's really interesting. We have the Hanged Man, the Moon, Scorpio. So we have a reconfirmation here. My brain just like hurt. My third eye chakra just hurt like a motherfucker. So something is about to be revealed to you, and it's really pertaining to this person. It's really pertaining to this desire, this relationship that's manifesting. But it's all because of this change that is happening in your own personal perspective, because you are deciding that you want to grow, but at the same time, you're not sure where you need to be looking to grow, which is you need to be looking where you are. Right here is where is your answer. As long as you're focusing on you here now in this moment, you are allowing yourself to manifest and pull in these things, this relationship that maybe you wish to have, this change that maybe you wish to have. I am doing pick a card readings. I'm not reading any signs. I'm actually on the last group of pick a card readings. I won't be doing zodiacs in probably until Saturday, because I just got back to reading, and I've really been wanting to do a pick a card reading. So yeah. But this change here is going to come with a perspective. I feel like it's going to be an epiphany moment for both you and this individual. And it's going to be because something is mentioned. Something here is mentioned that makes you both go into this Hanged Man energy where you're like, oh, let me think about that. Like maybe it's an energy where you're like, oh, I didn't expect that. I didn't think that was going to happen. And now this person is here and you're like, I mean, I 100% did not expect that to happen, but like, it's just like that sometimes, you know? It's like I completely lost my train of thought. But I'm feeling a lot of Scorpion energy. The Scorpio full moon might really influence your life a lot. It might help you if you set intentions. It's going to be at 6:45 a.m. on May 7th. That is when the moon is full. So deaf um pay attention to the energy that you feel at that time. Okay, this is the last pick a card reading, so if you want to see it from the beginning, you can like go back a little bit. But I think I'm literally just now finishing up the fourth group. Cuz I think all I can really say now is continue with your boundaries. Remember that don't look for anything outside of yourself. Everything is right here within you. All of your answers are right here within you. Sometimes it's hard to listen to yourself because sometimes you're like, I don't know about that. But if you're listening to your intuition, you're always going to get the proper guidance. Focus on your diet. Try to make it healthier for yourself. Drink a lot more water. Drink fruits. Um, Y'all, asparagus is fire cooked with bacon. Like, I'm trying to cut meat out of my life, but bacon is the hardest thing to separate from. And literally, asparagus with bacon is so good. Like, the asparagus overpowers the bacon, and it's amazing. Um, so that's something to think about. And if you also cook like asparagus in olive oil, it's also fire. So good. It's so good. Um, but focus on yourself so that way you can really bring in this energy that you want, because I feel like once it comes here, you're going to really be at a point in your life where you're going to be able to truly relax. Like, you're going to be able to release any fears or doubts that you may have had before. And I feel like that may also help you get to that point, is also releasing those fears and doubts. Excuse me. So for group 4, focus on having a healthier diet, nourish yourself, meditate, keep healthy boundaries with not only yourself, those around you. And remember, first and foremost, the top, the answers are always with you. You do not ever have to look outside yourself. Sometimes we want to, and sometimes it's good to, but always discern between the two. Um, but I believe that is all I have for you, group 4. Also, if you want, you can look into the properties of your stone. You had blue agate, so you can look that up. But I hope that this guidance helps all of you guys, and I hope that you get to really have blessings from this, and that it helps you guide you to a more positive space in your life where you're welcome to growing and evolving into the person that you truly want to be, rather than holding yourself back. Because I feel like all of these groups are people who are at that point in their life where they're ready to evolve and grow and really develop a better connection to not only themselves but spirit. And so I wish you all the luck, and meditation is key. Definitely do a lot of research, because that'll help you find the best method of spirituality for you. And I'm sending blessings to you all. I think that's all I have for you guys. So I hope these messages help you, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. I never do this fast enough.